Can you hear us? Okay. We're back.
26-year-old Olivia said, I just got to know with Halloween time. Oh, what's your favorite Halloween movie? Now, Julia, I know you hate. Oh, see, Olivia now, Olivia knows because she said, now, Julia, I know you hate movies. So what's your favorite Halloween book? Which is funny. I would say my favorite Halloween theatrical thing would be The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
I like that.
And then Jacob said Halloween is my favorite movie.
Okay.
Real quick, favorite movie.
My favorite
for
movie?
Olivia. Halloween movie. 26-year-old Olivia wants to know favorite Halloween movie.
Okay, favorite Halloween movie. Gosh, there's son.
That's your new favorite phrase too.
What?
Woo, son.
Son. I got that from a professional fisherman that says that. A guy named Roland Martin. There's a commentator named Roland Martin. Not who I'm talking about. There's a professional bass fisherman that I grew up watching named Roland Martin.
Yeah, that's the one.
Who says, son, because he's from Florida. My favorite Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Whoa, that is such a good question. Oh gosh, I really like okay, I'm kind of a guy, I'm a kid from the 80s. Mm-hmm. So Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street are like that's the trinity of Halloween movies from the 80s, and those are the movies that I gravitate to. There's been a slew of Halloween movies and what I would call horror movies or scary movies.
Yes.
But those three franchises, because they did spawn, there's 3 movies, but it's like 25 movies. Those are probably my favorite movies because they're so campy and they're so 80s and they're so just scary back then, and then you watch them now and they become, and that's
Not
the other thing. I don't know if
scary.
you guys notice this, but like when you're a kid and you watch a scary movie like in the 80s or the 70s, and then you become an adult and you watch it, it becomes a comedy. Like you're getting like 2 bangs for your buck there. Like you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It's like I watched it when it was a scary movie, and now it's a comedy, and you're great.
And you're happy.
Yeah.
Olivia, let us know your favorite too. Steve said The Ghost and Mr. Chicken is my favorite. And Ron said my favorite Halloween movie is Sleepy Hollow.
That's a good one too. The old Headless Horseman, I think, is a Sleepy Hollow.
I know it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
I'm familiar.
You're familiar with that?
Not that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Halloween tomorrow. It's going to be so exciting.
We've been on the air now for 21 minutes, and we're finally going to get to the whole reason we wanted to do the podcast tonight, which was for you to share a story that happened to you today, which almost sounds AI. Fake,
It does.
But
it
it's
sounds
not.
fake.
So, and here's the other thing, for those of you who stuck with us. I think one of your motivations, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but one of the reasons why you wanted to discuss it was because we said you should. We kind of pressured you. And then the other was that maybe somebody has some suggestion for you. So we're actually really looking for some feedback and some solutions here. So take it away.
Part of it is, yes, I open the door to all the feedback and suggestions that you have. And it all started because we walk by, there's a table in our newsroom, and you look at the table and you said something about Evergy.
No. You're just...
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said...
Kansas Gas Service.
Oh, Kansas Gas Service. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It was
First
Kansas Gas.
3 seconds of the story.
Wow.
We're going to get it right.
No. And I'm like, yes. No, you're right. It was wrong.
It's okay.
So here's the deal. It was Kansas Gas. He says, those are from Kansas Gas. And I said, are you messing with me? And our EP said, you looked at me so dead serious and you said, no, I'm not messing with you.
Yeah, I wasn't. I like they brought cookies in.
Yeah.
Did you mention that already?
No.
I was laughing at me, laughing at you, and so anyway, there's this big table of cookies, and you saw the cookies. And,
I'm starting
and I
off
said,
strong here with
I
this.
said, hey, it's not Evergy, it's Kansas Gas.
And I thought somebody had told you, or maybe somebody from Kansas Gas. So here's the deal. I'm a very hard sleeper. I never wake up in the middle of the night. I set multiple alarms. I've slept through multiple alarms. I never wake up. And I wake up this morning to this odor. And I'm like, what is that? I kind of go back to bed. I wake up again. It's 9 o'clock. And what it smells like is a skunk. About a year ago, my dog brought a skunk in. I had never smelt it like fresh like that. And it smells so different when it's like fresh out the spray.
The juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fresh skunk juice has just a A different.
It's
It hits
potent.
different. It hits
does
different.
hit different. And I woke up and I said, "Oh my gosh, it is that smell." My dog died about 2 weeks ago, so I took out the dog door. So there's no way it's in the house. There's no way for this to have gotten in the house, but I can smell it in my bedroom.
Right. Wow.
So
okay.
I get up, I'm kind of walking around, and like there are some different things that like trigger like this feeling where like the water is kind of the water's kind of off. I also am like, maybe it's the carbon monoxide. I just start to think, I don't think that there's a skunk. There's no way that this is what it is. So I go down, I push the test on the carbon monoxide detector, and the beep goes off and it flashes like 229. And I'm like, that seems weird. So I Google it. That's like dangerous level. So I push the test again and it says 226. So now it's registering a different number, and I'm like, if it was a test, it would just come up the same number.
So, by the way, she's telling me the story in the newsroom, and I immediately interject and say, you should get out of the house.
Which is not what I did.
But you didn't. But I'm like, you got to get out of the house.
It's great.
And you're like,
feedback.
no, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, that's not what I did.
Plus, you just woke up from like a really good nap, and you're really tired.
Yeah, from sleep, from slumber.
You should get out of the house.
So I immediately call my mom, and I'm like, hey, there's this smell. I think it's the skunk, but I don't know, and the carbon monoxide. And then, like, I'm a little bit psyching myself out where I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I'm lightheaded. Mm-hmm. So she's like, okay, call. She said, walk outside and see if you can smell the skunk. I walk outside, and I don't smell anything. Not one thing. And that's what makes me think I have a problem. Okay. So I check the stove. The stove isn't leaking gas. I go downstairs. I check the gas water heater. That's not leaking gas. Carbon monoxide doesn't have a smell, according to the Google. And so my mom says, call Kansas Gas Service. So I call, and I call the number, and it's like the emergency line. And I said, hey, I don't think I'm supposed to be calling this number, but I don't know who to call. And I explained the situation. And he said, okay, ma'am, we're going to reroute 2 emergency technicians to you immediately. And I said, no, like, I don't think that this is an emergency.
This is all happening this morning, by the way.
Yeah, within like 30 minutes. Yeah. And I said, this is not an emergency. This is like, I think it's okay. I just want to make sure and whatever. And he said, with all due respect, he said, I have so many people who call me and say the exact same thing and describe exactly what you're describing, and it's gas. So I will be rerouting 2 emergency technicians to get to your house. They will be there momentarily. Don't plug anything in. Don't turn anything off. Don't light the stove. Don't start the car. Don't, and he goes through the whole list. Don't smoke cigarettes. And so
well, that's good advice for anybody out there right now.
Yeah. You can start right after the gas is cleared.
Don't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
And they're like, exercise regularly. Make sure you get a good balanced diet.
Yeah.
But they meant it because you would boom.
100%.
Gotcha.
So the technicians come, and they're like, we're not going to come inside yet. They're checking the perimeter. So keep in mind, I have sat in the house the entire time. I went into the kitchen because I can't smell it in the kitchen. So he brings his whole like tester thing, and they're going around, and he said, okay, and I said, embarrassed is not the right word. I feel guilty about inconveniencing anybody. So I just feel guilty already. So they come inside, and right when we go inside, it like wafts out. It's so strong in the house. And so we walk inside, and I said, I don't know what that is. It smells like the skunk. And he asks the guy who's with him, because he's training, and he said, what does that smell like to you? And he said, well, I didn't want to say it, but I also think it smells like a skunk. And he said, that's skunk. So they take their big wand, and the guy wands my whole house, and there's no gas, there's no carbon monoxide, there's no anything.
That's good news. And by the way, so at this point in the story, she's telling the story in the newsroom, and there's an audience growing. Yeah. And we're around you, and you were captivated, and clearly, like, you've hooked us, and then the story gets better.
So they do the whole thing, and they finish, and they come back, and he says, I want to show you these 2 holes. He said, I think that like it's coming in out of one of these 2 holes, going in and then going out, and it's maybe under the garage, so maybe it's not that.
And the holes are outside.
They're outside.
But near your house.
One is on the side of my house, and one is at the front door.
Gotcha.
And I said, well, should I block the holes? And he said, no, because you're going to trap it. It's going to die, and then it's going to leak that scent under your house, and that's a mess. And I said, okay. So I had asked him maybe what to do. So I have to call a rodent guy. So I go back in the house, and right when I go back in, it kicks in again, and I get down. My dad had texted me and said, check the crawl space downstairs.
Crawl space.
I go downstairs, I open up the crawl space cubby, and that scent knocked me on my butt. It was so strong. So now I know there is a skunk, alive or dead. It's in the crawl space, but it's in there.
And the gas guys that were there checking, they're like, that's probably it, but we don't do that.
Yeah, they don't do that.
And so then you continue. You take the next logical step, which is you start to try to find somebody to remove it, right? So you make a couple of phone calls.
So I make the first call, and the woman's like, wow, that sounds terrible. We don't do that. If we catch it, we can remove it, but if it's dead, we can't do anything with it. And, I said, well, I'm shopping for a one and done type thing. I want you to be full service. So she said, well, we don't do that. So I emailed the second guy, and the second guy says, oh, we don't do that. The only people I know that does that is this one company. And I said, thank you so much. That points me in the right direction. Then he emails me back, and he said, also, if it's in there, you need to go buy a bag of charcoal. You need to put it in there because it will help absorb the odor. Now, the odor's in the whole house. So I also come in, and I'm worried, oh, my gosh, I smell like this skunk.
You don't, though.
Thank you.
So, few things. Number one, I've tried the charcoal thing before.
And what do you think?
I think I think it's okay. I don't think it really works, but if it's a placebo thing and you think it works because you have the peace of mind that the charcoal is there soaking up the odor, then by all means do that. But really what has to happen is the carcass or the live skunk, which I'm thinking it's a carcass, would need to be removed, and then at that point it will just be a waiting game as eventually the smell will go away.
I think it's alive. I don't think it's the carcass.
I don't know, because I don't know a lot about skunks, but I think it's rare for them to emit their stink juice if they're not startled or anything. And so the fact that it was in the crawl space and it was seeping up into your bedroom makes me feel like maybe the skunk died, and then the stink juice was just spewing out of its juice bladder into the air.
We had like 30 minutes
no idea
after I told this story for him to talk about the stink juice and the juice bladder, and I said, I don't think that's what it's called.
We actually really do work here. We do real work, so it wasn't a whole afternoon of stink juice bladders that we were discussing.
No, but you would bring it back. And it felt like 30. Here's the kicker, and I just got a text when it all happens, and I told my dad, I opened the crawl space, and I said, oh my gosh, that's what it is. He said, call Jeff.
Right.
He said, Jeff is going to have a guy.
So I was going to tell you. So, okay, you're looking for if anybody's listening out there that's watching and you have any advice for Julia as who she can call to remove what appears to be a skunk in a crawl space, do that. My point was this. What you need is a rancher.
Yeah.
If you lived in a rural area and you had a skunk in your crawl space, you could make one call and you'd have 5 ranchers and farmers there immediately that know exactly what to do and how to do it.
I welcome that.
But you're not in the country.
No.
So
here's very interesting. And you kind of called this. Dina said babies will.
Oh, Dina's on to what I was talking about.
So babies will let their juice bladder go?
I think you may have a skunk den in your crawl space.
I also think that.
Yeah. Which might make it worth calling back that first company that you called that said they only do live.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at this point, let them get in there. That's what they do. And they'll tell you if it's live or dead. And if it's dead and they say, we don't touch it, then you can proceed to the next. But I think she's right. I think there's a skunk den, a brood. I don't know what they're called. They're just multiplying in your crawl space.
Thank you so much for adding comfort and ease.
Just multiplying and all the stuff in your crawl space. And they're probably feeding on the human corpse that's down there too, because it's Halloween and that's what's sustaining them. That's it. And that's
the guy from the attic. It's the guy from the attic.
And I know you. Here's how much I know you. They would go and come up and say, "Yeah, you got a family of skunks, and there's a dead body down there too." And you'd be like, "Whatever. Could you get the skunks out?" Yeah. I just know you.
Let's solve the problem first.
You'd just be like,
"Don't worry about the second
whatever
one."
about that. Did you get the skunks? Like, no, you don't understand. There's a corpse in your. This is Halloweeny. We're talking. This is kind of Halloween theme. I like that.
Theme.
All right.
Here's the other thing. My mom reminded me. She said Lacey who was my dog,
Mm-hmm.
always brought in bunnies, and she said Lacey would have figured out the skunk
Oh,
and
yeah.
brought it in.
Oh, yeah. Or had alerted you, probably would have alerted you that there was something fishy going on down in the crawl space
Well,
area.
the skunks are black and white, and so was little Lacey. So they're like, maybe you get a skunk.
Oh.
You can descent them. I would never do that for the people listening, but I was like, that's as close to another little black and white little puppy that I'll ever get.
That's not an accurate statement. I think that there's a lot of other puppies that you could probably like round up. But I mean, if you want to go like the full blown Animal Planet route and use like hijack a baby skunk,
Yeah.
debladder it,
Yeah, that sounds aggressive and cruel.
snug with it at night.
Oh, I'd snug with
call
that.
it Pepe.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cute.
Like Pepe Le Pew. That's a thing.
Steve said, well, shoot, I was going to go as a skunk for Halloween, but now I'm hesitant.
No, Steve, I think that's a wise idea.
You can
And
still do it.
you know what he could do too if he wanted to like really do the whole cosplay thing?
Get
You
in the
roll,
crawl
roll around
space.
in your crawl space. Come on over here, Steve. Get in there.
While you're there, if you find any others,
Yeah,
get them out.
here's a flashlight and a net.
Okay,
luck.
Doug said, are you going to chill at an Airbnb for a minute, or are you going back to Chateau de Pepe?
Ooh, I
like that
Oh,
name.
Chateau de Pepe.
Yeah.
That's your
The
house
new
right now.
home
That's your
name.
home now. I like
Yeah.
that. But that's a good idea. You're not gonna like bolt. Like you're gonna muscle through it, and but it's only in your bedroom. The smell
And the
Oh,
basement,
God.
in the living
This is-
room.
Oh, I thought you said it was only.
It's the strongest in the bedroom, but when I walked in,
Oh, you're in trouble.
so
You gotta
the
get out of
problem
there.
is I just don't want it to like, my fear is like it's going to seep into my furniture. It's going to seep into the walls. So they are coming on Monday.
Yeah, you need more than charcoal. That's not gonna.
Yeah.
Who's
they-
coming on Monday?
That particular company, I got a call back this afternoon,
Gotcha.
and they said we can come, but the earliest we can come is Monday. And I said, great, come on Monday. So they are, they're employed. I've acquired their services.
What a great story. And we don't even know the end yet,
Yeah.
which means we all have to tune back in to find out what in the world is living in your crawl space.
Yeah.
Nice.
How fun.
That's the whole reason we want to do this today. That was it. That story.
Because, and I also am curious what people have to say. We do have some comments skunk related.
Okay.
Christine, I asked, are we dressing up for Halloween? You're going as a baseball
I'd
player?
probably do a baseball player. Yeah.
I'm still figuring out my costume, but I think I'm going as an alien, but we're going to see about that. Olivia said we don't get trick or treaters, but my dad would always be excited for November 1st because candy would be half priced.
That's a good point. I bought candy the other day for the trip. We have a lot of trick or treaters in our neighborhood. It's grown. The neighborhood's grown. And I bought candy. And I remember saying to myself, I hadn't bought candy in for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And I was buying the candy. I'm like, I'll just get the cheap stuff. You know, it's no big deal. So I'm looking for like run-of-the-mill stuff. And oh, goodness, it is expensive.
It's so expensive.
I mean, I was like, well, I'm going to get a steak.
Yeah.
And then I went over to the steak, and I'm like, wait, no, I can't.
want the
It's way
candy.
more expensive. The steak's way more expensive.
Give me the
I'm like, forget it.
candy.
I'll just get hamburger beef. And I was like, no, I can't. It's so expensive. Everything is. My point is that I should go to the store more often. This is what my point is. I was unaware of a lot of that. And so I'm thinking about just handing out marshmallows.
Ooh, one marshmallow per kid.
And it's the mini ones.
Oh, not the minis. You got to go full size.
I got to last. It's got to last, man. You got to last all night.
Or
Just flick them at them.
people would actually be excited about that. I'm
No,
not
they-
going to lie. Little
Oh,
kids would be so excited about the mallows.
No.
Yeah, they would be.
They would be angry.
If I showed up to a house and there was like a massive, like the big jumbo mallows, and they're like, take one, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Here's a strategy.
Okay, what's the strat?
You hand out literally the worst candy that you can, and word gets out, and then you have a peaceful night.
Or you get egged, or you TP.
Oh, if
Do
they're
kids
not
TP
egg,
anymore?
not kids at trick or treat, just the kids that are not dressed up. They might TP.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know, but I
I
remember.
loved doing that as a kid. We never did anything bad, but we were allowed to
I remember
TP.
during the pandemic when it was that whole toilet paper
Oh.
thing. I got TP'd, and I was out there the next day saving it all.
Exactly, and you're still
Saved every.
using it.
I am.
Yeah,
I get a leaf and a twig every now and then, but it's
It's
not
fine.
that big a deal.
it's worth it for what you save.
Yeah, it's nature.
Okay, so Christine had something really cute. which is her kids are dressing up for a Halloween parade tomorrow. They are both dressing up as coffee, and she is going as, I'm sorry, they're both dressing up as a donut, and she's dressing up as coffee.
Where's the parade? I'm kind of curious where the parade's at. But donuts and coffee is really cool. That's a really creative idea. That's the one thing about, say, Halloween to me it's kind of evolved, Julia, into, well, when I was a kid, it was all about trying to like dress up as something scary. So like I remember one year I was like a werewolf, and like people were scared. You had like the fake blood and the teeth.
Yeah.
And now it's become kind of like this Pinterest holiday where people are just so creative with their home. Like, they'll make them at home, but even aside from the creativity with the construction of a costume, it's the ideas that people get.
Yes.
And so now Halloween to me is more like it's kind of artsy. It's more like, for me, it's kind of the creation of art that people make, and then they go out and show it off. And I'm already online. I mean, if you guys are on the internet, I've seen some really incredible things that people have made.
I like the people who get really creative and they do something like pop culture.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's so much pressure. And in my mind, I'm like, now I have one more thing that I have to do.
Well, but I think you've got it. You're going an alien, right? So, it's all right. An alien.
Yeah.
You're not going to break out the old school sorority college costume?
Oh, we did talk about that.
Carry around the gourd and let dudes eat it?
In college, we talked about this, and this is the one that I was like, I'm not going to share this on TV, but let's share it on the podcast.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a really good story.
One year while I was in college, I went as the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, so I had the little pumpkin shirt and just a cute little skirt, and I like nothing fancy, just like a pumpkin shirt you get at the store, and I got a gourd, a little baby gourd. Well, I convinced all of these frat dudes, and your son's in a frat, I convinced all these frat dudes, I was like, it's so small and soft, you can take a bite out of it. And so many, and I don't know why I thought it was funny, but I did. And so many people, that pumpkin like looked like an apple. It was eaten around the whole thing. And that's still one of my favorite Halloween memes.
What kind of gourd? An arsenic gourd? What kind of gourd was it?
A little baby.
Okay.
And it was cute too. It was like just a little baby. And
then you said at the end of the night, you would have like this half-eaten.
Like an apple.
Like an apple.
It looked like an apple. And then I don't know why, it was just this idea of like, nobody would really do it except for all the frat guys that then thought that was all so funny.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Was this a one-off, or did you repeat this gag like following Halloween? Or was this a one-off, one time I dressed up, one time I had a gourd, and one time 19 guys took bites out of this apple?
I don't know how many.
I'm going with 19. I don't know why. I just thought that's a good number.
I
could have rounded up to 20.
I have probably gone again. I've never, like, for whatever reason, that year I was like, that would be so funny to convince people to do it. And you don't really have to convince them that hard. And
you don't.
You just say, oh my gosh, it's so small. You could take a bite out of it. And you'd be surprised what they do on their own.
I don't think anybody's surprised that frat guys during Halloween at a party would take a bite out of a gourd. I don't think that's a surprise.
It was to me. But you're right, looking back.
Yes.
And now I think that was the only year that I did that because I felt bad, and I thought.
Why did you feel bad?
Because somebody could have lost a tooth.
Well, or got sick. Yeah.
Got sick.
Yeah, that's a risk.
But it was worth it. And the worst part is I looked back to see if I had photos, and the phone that I have now, the year before is the year I did it, and I don't have any. But I know I woke up that morning and I took pictures of this apple-like gourd. Doug said horse trank gourd.
Oh yeah. How's he doing? Has he come out of the coma yet?
He is.
Is he all right? They took that 7,000 milliliters of tonins.
Oh yeah.
The horse trank.
It worked. Christine said Jeff the Parade will be in Goddard tomorrow.
Okay. Goddard does a really nice job of celebrating things.
Yeah.
That's cool. Got some Goddard friends. Maybe see if they're going to the parade.
Oh yeah. Doug said go until 8:30 tonight. What?
Oh, are we?
No, we're not.
We can't. Well, there's a reason we can't. We literally get cut off at 8:15.
Yeah.
Whether we stop or not, it cuts us off. We might expand this. We've added visual aids now.
Yeah.
And but the problem is, it's not really a problem. Is that we do another full-time job, and it becomes.
I like this one though.
I do too. Of all my favorite full-time jobs, The
This is
podcast
it.
is my favorite one.
Hanging out with our friends.
Yeah.
Ron even sent me a full experts at Terminix and a full thing.
Oh, good. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
See, we're just hanging out with our friends. I like that.
In all sincerity, it is the highlight of our day to come in here and talk with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not going to go it's therapy yet, but it's pretty close. It's almost like daily, it's like a relief.
Oh,
I
I
think.
think
Is that a good way to?
I
probably not
love
the right way to put it.
the term community cast because
Yeah,
it
the
is. We
community
do
cast.
get to, even now as you were talking about that, I'm laughing at something Doug said. Doug said, nah, y'all need to get some trash can food in before 10. And I feel like I love that. And he made a comment the other day, and he said, we were talking about compartmentalizing, and Doug is military. And so it was like we instantly knew that's why Doug gets it.
Yeah.
But I love that we know that about Doug or about Christine's kids, or we get to also equally know about your
We know
lives.
how old Olivia is. And
Yeah.
that's really-
And
this
how
is
old
actually
she'll be
pretty cool.
forever, 26.
Yeah.
But it is. We love that, and we
Yeah.
love getting to hang out with all of you, and that's so special.
So thank you so much. You guys have a safe and wonderful Halloween. And again, on a programming note, we are tentatively scheduled to return next Thursday, and we hope to do something special on Thursday.
And we hope that you
Yep.
can hear us.
Yes, that's a big one. All right. Happy Halloween. Bye.